Digitalization is changing everything. Enterprises need to react and become digital enterprises. Siemens offers solutions for the digital enterprise. In this age of disruptive innovation, manufacturers need to drive digitalization from the idea through the factory all the way to the customer. Siemens PLM software can help. Your journey starts with Teamcenter, a platform that fosters collaboration and accelerates innovation. Teamcenter helps manage requirements and workflows, work with suppliers, leverage systems-based design, streamline manufacturing, and more. Smart design is essential for today's smart products. Siemens software promotes systems-driven development that integrates mechanical, electrical, software, and electronics design. And breakthroughs like convergent modeling help you create a dynamic digital twin of your product that transforms downstream processes. In engineering, the digital twin helps predict performance with simulations for thermal behavior, airflow, and more, and physical tests for factors like noise and vibration. In manufacturing, product and production digital twins interact to optimize global operations on the fly. You can design new layouts, balance assembly lines, analyze worker safety, and assess robot performance. This ensures that production runs at peak efficiency before it even runs. The benefits of driving a digital enterprise also extend to production. With virtual and real worlds tightly aligned, you can optimize production with MES, prove out automation performance, 3D print real products, and achieve closed-loop manufacturing. The value of PLM doesn't stop with production. Data analytics help you analyze your whole process, including the customer experience, so you can uncover the next idea that could disrupt your industry. This is real digital transformation. This is innovation for the smart age. This is Siemens PLM software. The products and integrated solutions for the manufacturing industry are an essential part of the holistic portfolio for the digital enterprise. Siemens is your partner for digitalization on the way to Industry 4.0.
Morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Excellent. So my name is Nikk Rakkar from Siemens Industry Software. I'd like to thank you for your time here today. Thank you for attending this event. Thank you for allowing me to speak today, but most of all, thank you for allowing me to speak in English. That's much appreciated. I'll be covering two areas mostly today. The digital transformation in terms of Industry 4.0 and what we mean by that, but also really having a quick, very brief overview of the Solid Edge portfolio, which we have expanded and invested in very, very heavily over the last 2 years. So a very quick word about Siemens. You've all heard of Siemens, I guess. Siemens, probably the largest engineering company in Europe. I think now maybe 90 billion euro turnover. We manufacture wind turbines, trains, healthcare. And I like to think that we really, really understand the challenges that you face as engineers in manufacturing, because we, more than anything else, are an engineering and manufacturing company ourselves. So we understand the challenges you face and the desire and the demand to generate products quicker, better, faster, to get the products launched faster and quicker, to reduce your costs, and ultimately to make sure your businesses are more profitable. So we really do really understand that, because as an engineering company, we are very similar people to yourselves. And this is one example of the investment that's being made. This opened last week. This is the largest offshore wind farm in the world. All the wind turbines and wind generating equipment is manufactured by Siemens across the UK, Denmark, and Germany. And the statistics are amazing. It's 189 turbines, 190 meters high, generating enough power to power 600,000 homes. So really, this is the future for Britain. We, in the UK, we get less sunshine than you do in Spain, but we get a lot more wind and storms. So it seems to be the sensible way for us for renewable energies. And if I look at an important part of Siemens, Siemens PLM, Product Life Management Software. This is the division of Siemens that I represent. We do CAD, obviously, CAE, and all the other solutions. Traditionally, we were very, very strong in the top two sectors, aerospace and automotive. Over the last 10, 15 years, we've really expanded to be operational and very strong in all the other sectors. And it's great to see so many of you operating in many of these machine and industrial machinery sectors as well. So it's great to see you guys here representing all of these sectors. I'm often asked which companies do we deal with as Siemens PLM, because as many companies, we want to know who you work with, who do you consider your customers. So these are just some of the global engineering brands that we count as customers. You will recognize many of these people. These are what we call enterprise customers, global customers. You will see the Siemens logo. We, of course, have our own engineering colleagues as customers. You will see at the bottom left Red Bull Racing, so many of the Formula One teams, the racing teams are our customers. And you will see at the bottom probably my favorite company, NASA. So just about everything that's gone up into space over the last 30 years has been stress analyzed on FEMAP, which is one of our software solutions we'll talk about later. And on the right-hand side, you'll see my 13-year-old son's favorite company, engineering company, Lego. So we talk about digitalization changes everything. What do we mean by digitalization? Could I just ask, who has heard this word digitalization? Have you heard? Yeah? Some no, maybe? Okay. Well, let's explain what we mean and how Solid Edge has transformed to adapt to this market. So digitalization, I'll just let you read that for a second. So the important thing here really is to provide new revenue. So it's new ways of doing things, new ways of designing products, new ways of manufacturing products. So digitalization is not new, but it's something that's really developed over the last 10 years. It's something that was invested and I guess, introduced really to the world in Germany. It's called Industry 4.0. And what it says is it describes a digital twin of a product. So the digital twin is not just the CAD model, but it's also the bill of process, it's the plant model, it's the product definition. So it's a lot of those things that come into it to design a product in the virtual world, on your laptop, on your computer. Of course, do we make mistakes in design? Yes, we do. Everyone makes mistakes, but those mistakes on the laptop, on the virtual world, will be lower cost. They will cost you 100 euros, 1,000 euros. If you make a mistake on the production floor and the factory floor, they will cost you hundreds of thousands of euros. So this is where you make a mistake in the virtual world, in the digital twin, and this is where you make sure your products are ideal for what you want them to do, and make sure your designs are absolutely what you want them to be. But the Industry 4.0 isn't just about the digital twin of the product, it's also about the digital twin of the manufacturing. How do you make the product? How do you cut the metal? How do you actually assemble the product on the assembly line? But it's also about the digital twin of the process. So how do you measure work? Is the right material in the right place? Have you got the number of people you want? Are the resources available? So that it's really a holistic, what we call a holistic approach, looking at the whole thing. And we say that digital transformation, the way we connect with our colleagues across the factory, it's all through digital means, it's all through data transfer, and it's all really sort of connecting everyone in the organization that we would deal with. So we call it a digital thread, like a piece of silk or cotton that goes through the whole company, the whole organization. And that's why we've really developed Solid Edge 2019, to really take advantage of the digital transformation within your businesses. So I'm going to spend 5 minutes looking at some of the new products. So in terms of Solid Edge 2019, we have lots of new mechanical design tools, got some electrical tools as well, and these are the best tools in the industry that have joined the Solid Edge family. We'll talk briefly about the enhanced simulation tools. And these are simulation tools designed for design engineers. So traditionally, simulation is for the simulation engineer. The FEA tools were for the FEA engineers. But this is FEA tools for design engineers to allow you as design engineers in Solid Edge to do FEA simulation. We'll talk a little bit about that later on as well. We're looking at new manufacturing in full color, so printing as well. Technical publications, data management as well. And very briefly, I'll talk about the Solid Edge portal. Okay, so let's have a look at a generative design. Is this a generative design? Is that a phrase familiar here? Okay, so generative design is a new module for Solid Edge. It's really looking at organic lattices. So I always think in my head it's honeycomb, a bee's honeycomb structure. If you ever try to design a honeycomb, it's impossible. You cannot draw lines or circles. You have to have computer software to help you to design that. The same way here with lattice structures, you really, really do need computer help. And we've got some generative design tools in there. Of course, the other part is reverse engineering, so scanning models, so photographing. Once again, a very complex process, and we have some tools to help you there in Solid Edge now. And if you look at the other end, once you've actually created the models, of course, these lattice structures, you cannot manufacture them with traditional methods. It's impossible to cut metal or design or mold. So with these situations, you have to print. We call this additive manufacturing, so there's some enhanced digital printing tools in there as well. And of course, in the middle, we have something called synchronous. Can I ask a very quick question as Solid Edge engineers? Who uses synchronous here? Quick show of hands. Have you used synchronous? No? No? Okay. So I will ask my colleagues. That's something I think we need to work on. Synchronous is patented technology only to Siemens. It's absolutely phenomenal, and it works with the world of additive and generative design really, really well in the middle because of the way it works and what it does. It allows you to be a lot more productive and to actually start editing designs. So please, please, please use synchronous. And what we found in the studies of engineers is if you use Solid Edge, you are very satisfied. If you use Solid Edge with synchronous, you are even more satisfied. And the ratings we get from engineers using synchronous are incredible. So it's something I would implore you to start looking into. And with 3D printing, it really, really is very, very powerful. Okay, so a very, very quick look at some of the new tools. So Solid Edge P&ID, this is really for a 2D flow diagram and supporting government regulations for plant design. Piping design, I'm just going to flick through these very quickly. You'll see some of these tools later on. So piping design, once again, for factory isometric drawing output and plant design. We have wiring design and Solid Edge harness design tools. These are from Mentor. So Mentor Graphics is an electrical company that Siemens acquired for $5 billion last year. We've taken those products and incorporated them and integrated them into Solid Edge. So the electrical components and Solid Edge components working together as part of the same software. It's very, very powerful tools. These are probably, I would say, the best tools in the industry. They're now part of Solid Edge. If we look at PCB design, we saw earlier in the video the ability to design electronic circuit boards. As your products get more and more complicated, it's not just mechanical, structural, but it's also a huge component of electrical. So this allows you to design printed circuit boards all the way into schematic, up to layout, into the manufacturing, as well as the PCB analysis and the flow analysis of heat within your components. So this is something that's, once again, brand new, part of the Mentor portfolio, and once again, really integrated into Solid Edge. This will be out in December, so it's coming very soon. We have enhanced structural and thermal insulation, simulation tools as well, which you'll see in Solid Edge. Flow EFD is a flow analysis of heat analysis and air analysis tool. It's really, this is one of those tools which is, it's a FEA tool for analysis and simulation, but not for analysis and simulation engineers, but for you. This is for engineers running Solid Edge to allow you to do some simulation in your tools. So it's another option. It's automated, it's easy to use, easy to understand, and it's something that I would really recommend you look at and download and try. We have Solid Edge Cam Pro. This has been rebranded. This is the Cam Express product. Some new tools in there as well to look at. Technical publications. So quite often when you manufacture a product, traditionally the message was when you manufacture the product, no manual, no shipment. You needed a manual in there to ship the product, to allow customers to know how to use the product, how to install the product. And those manuals tended to be 2D manuals. These are tools to allow you to take your designs and very quickly and easily turn them into technical manuals with illustrations and animations, little videos that you can create. So some wonderful tools. Once again, these are integrated into the Solid Edge software and available now. Data management is something that we've always had with Team Center on the right-hand side. Team Center is something we talked about earlier, a very powerful tool. There's two types of Team Center. There's full Team Center. There's also something we call Team Center Rapid Start, really designed for customers from maybe 2-3 seats of Solid Edge up to 10 seats for quick implementation of Team Center as a PLM solution. But on the left-hand side, we talk about Solid Edge data management. This is built into SE29. So this is basic, simple data management. No need for a server, no need for a server setup. And it just works through the Windows tools that you have on your network, allows you to search and allocate parts. It's a great way to prepare for Team Center. It allows you to tidy and organize your data structure. We also have something called requirements management, which is to manage and track product design requirements through your organization and to make sure your compliance is there and you have an audit trail for external organizations. Very useful when you're manufacturing software or medical appliances where you need real audit trail and compliance mechanisms in place. And then we have something called the Solid Edge portal. This is a tool available for Solid Edge customers, NX customers, also maybe SolidWorks and CATIA customers if we have any of those out there. And it allows you it's free for everyone. It gives you about 5 gigabytes of storage, allows you to view and mark up common CAD files, store them as MP3 or PDF or other CAD formats, and it allows you to access files and anytime, anywhere, but also to collaborate with colleagues across your network, collaborate with customers, and also collaborate with suppliers in a very sensible, easy, meaningful way. So if I just flick over to that, bear with me a second. So this is the Solid Edge portal. It's online CAD management. Oh, sorry. So if I look at the full portfolio of solutions, that's Solid Edge 2019. Everything in red we've launched in the last 4 months. So you can see a lot of stuff that is new. There's a lot of things there we launched in the last 12 months. So if we look at that on the left-hand side, the Generative Pro design at the bottom left, that's all pretty much new. The Simulation Flow EFD, that came out 9 months ago. The technical publications, that came out about 12 months ago. So you can see a huge amount of tools are new to Solid Edge. A huge amount of investment has gone into Solid Edge, and it hopefully shows you that Siemens' positioning of Solid Edge. It's an area we see as a huge factor for us, very strong, and we should be investing incredibly heavily over this on Solid Edge over the next few years. Okay, and this is something we invest heavily in the product, but we also invest heavily in the marketing, of course, to make sure that everyone out there knows about Solid Edge and understands it. So this is a new website we launched, solidedge.siemens.com. Those are some of the screenshots. I'll go into that and I'll show you a bit more about that in a few seconds' time. And the great thing is this is now live, but of course it's a website in English. And you have a question, and I think this is your question. Yeah? A few nods, yep. Because of course, we always launch in English and then we forget about all the other languages across the world and across Europe. So you'll be glad to know it's now live. Same website. If you launch it, I'll show you the English site. It's in Spanish. All the front is in Spanish. We have the Italian language as well, and French and German. So all the European languages are launched. And that's something where we're investing heavily as well, and we have to change as an organization. We have to understand there's more than just English out there. And I think one of the things that we'll do is that some of the case studies are still in English, but a lot of the detail will be in Spanish, and we'll work on that over the coming months and years, and we'll make that website better and better for you as well. Okay, so if I talk briefly about FEMAP, F-E-M-A-P, it's the FEA solution. A lot of the FEA tools are built into Solid Edge. There's also, if you have a Solid Edge Premium, you have FEA tools in there. But these are specialist FEA tools for specialist FEA engineers. I would regard it as industry-leading FEA software. It's a mesh-based approach for FEMAP FEA consultants. And it's really sort of very strong in aerospace, marine, automotive, and of course, machinery. And that there in the model, frontier there is a model of the Mars rover developed and designed by NASA, tested with FEMAP. On the left-hand side is illustration, on the right-hand side is the FEA model breakdown. This is a very quick overview of what it does and how it works. It meshes everything into an FEA analysis model. Uses loads of different solvers, everything from NX Nastran to MSC Nastran. So it's a very open product, works with any CAD system. And that diagram there, the aeroplane, that's a solar impulse. This is a solar plane that flew around the world on solar power only. And it's designed and developed in CATIA as it happens, but tested with FEMAP. And these are some of the customers in the US and the UK who use FEMAP. The top, Northrop Grumman, a huge aerospace company designing defense airplanes for the US Air Force. NASA, of course, we know, shipbuilding companies. But these are big customers with 200-300 seats of, maybe 1,000 seats of FEMAP. But the bottom are what I would call small, medium companies. So AIM Altitude is a company in the UK that do aircraft interiors. LSC is a company that really operates as a machine consultancy. Airbus, of course, you will know, but this is the Astrium division that does satellite technology. Interestingly, the lower row, all these three customers bought their software through the channel partner in the UK. And I know here you have some excellent FEMAP skills within the Pixela Systems, the company. So please use those. And if you have colleagues who use FEA software, please make them aware of FEMAP. And I'm sure we'll be glad to engage with you and test with them and do demonstrations and testing. But FEMAP is a very incredibly powerful software used by some amazing organizations. Okay, so that's the website. Please type it in. It will automatically recognize your location and offer you the languages. So, of course, choose your language. All the materials on there. So all the software solutions that we talked about, technical publications, wire harness. It actually has a little video showing how the software works. So if you can really get into that website, that'd be very, very useful. So like I said, the Spanish version is now available, so please use it. So thank you very much for your time today. Some great products, and it's great to have you as Solid Edge customers. Thank you.